So I have the lead rope on the black colt. I'm trying to find a place to take the two of them where I can achieve my goal, which is to get this pink lead rope with a snap on the halter of the bay colt. That's what I'm really trying to achieve here. But I got to get out of the mud, and I have to be sure that I'm not stuck between these horses and the fence. Very important not to put yourself with your back or your head or your face up against a fence when you're dealing with horses of any age for any reason. Okay, generally I like to look where I'm going a little bit more, but it's so muddy around here, and there's different things down on the ground too that I have to be careful of. You're going to notice here that the bay colt tries to take the other little string on the black horse and try to lead him and help me a little bit. At least that's one way of looking at it. Just to be clear, this was until the day before this was shot, it was a pasture with 3 colts. They were able to take one colt out, who was the most submissive of the 3, but it did require 2 people 3 hours to get him moved 1 paddock over. So right here I'm trying to get some meaning built into a lead rope so that the forehand of this black horse is free and that I can actually start to drive this bay horse. He's not too responsive, and no one has driven them anywhere. They drive each other around, but really that's the job the black colt has assigned to himself. You'll see that he keeps that bay colt going, and I'm in the following position. This is a very important thing to notice. Okay, I'm hoping that the black horse will step on that lead rope and see that he can be inconvenienced by someone other than me, which would be himself stepping on his own lead rope, giving himself the experience without me right there. All right, that's lesson number 1. Hi, in this video we're going to get the black horse accustomed to a longer rope, and we're going to take his short rope and stick it on the bay colt. This is a process that will take some time because they have different ideas, each of them, about human beings and what is expected of them. They also have a hierarchy of their own, and you'll see that the darker horse on the fence line there is more confident, more willing. He's less shy. The bay colt, and a bay colt means black mane and tail with a brown body, that horse is more likely to hide or peek out behind another horse or say hello and then kind of go away. So I have to adjust my presentation to suit that, my read on his qualifications, his personality, disposition, and his capacities at this time. His capacities can certainly be expanded and should, because he needs to become a stronger, bolder, safe riding horse. The other horse needs to understand that he doesn't have to have all the answers all the time, but he's not a horse that I am going to do battle with or restrict or resist or correct in any way. You'll see that I set him up to understand changes in his environment by putting a longer rope on him so that I can get the shorter rope and attach it to the bay colt. Neither one of these horses were possible to catch in the preceding days, and they while they are not fighters or kickers or biters, you can see that they're not biting and kicking, nothing like that. And that is because they have not been hand-fed. They have not been turned into pets. On the other hand, arguably, they could have been handled a little bit more, a little bit earlier, so that the basic things they would be expected to understand could be understood. And what does that mean? It means to lead, to back up, to stop, to think before acting. And here he's got a flight response kicking in, and off he goes with a J in his tail, dragging the rope behind him, as expected. I'm in a position now where the colts are ahead of me. It's important that I have them understand the difference between me following them and driving them. My goal is simple here. I want to be able to help this little black horse understand how to connect the experience of feeling his head, his neck, and the base of his neck. We call that the root of the neck. C7, C6 between the shoulder blades. He's wondering, why does his foot come up in the air? He's not connecting this to me, not in any way. I just happen to be there, as I have been, following along, blending with them as they walk along, being available, a focus, an alternate focus for whatever else they're doing or considering. But with a 25-foot rope, which is roughly 8 meters, you can begin to have the horse start to think about a connection between the lead rope and his mouth, his head, his neck, his leg, his shoulder. It will shift the weight to the hips, which is what we want. The bay colt, you'll notice, is looking carefully and trying to draw his own conclusions while not moving. He's thinking. Okay, there's plenty of action here on both sides. In his left eye is the colt struggling with the rope and trying to figure out what to do. And in his right eye, I'm over here shifting, walking around. And so really, this is giving the bay colt a good opportunity to think before acting and not to overreact. The overreaction comes now, and I let the rope go, of course, because there's no point in hanging on. Well, there are many times that I heard Ray Hunt say, the last thing you learn is the first thing you needed to know. And I don't know that he's wrong about that. In this case here, we've got some green colts, and another thing that was a popular saying at the time, I don't know if it still is, and at the time when I'm talking about now, I'm talking about in the 80s and 90s, people really understood that if you had a young green colt, you really didn't have any business trying to train that animal without some support or help from people who knew more. You're a green rider, inexperienced with horses, and you have an idea that you want to grow up together, get yourself a little colt and figure it out on your own. There's a lot of figuring to be done. A horse doesn't see the way we do. They see out of the side of their head, one eye on each side, kind of where our ears are. Because of this, and because of many other things about them, they don't understand what we want most of the time, unless we've taken the time to learn how they operate on the inside. How is that inner situation working? Why do they run when they feel a rope behind them? Why do they drag a rope at top speed? Why do they turn back and run over other horses and other people? Why are they called herd animals, but they operate like loners many times? Why are they the way they are? These are questions that need to be answered before you start thinking about putting a leg over one and riding around to astonish others. This is really, really, really important, because if you haven't got a way to get to the feet through that mind, in the end, what happens is there are some struggles and some confrontations. Battles take place. Right here, I'm teaching these colts the difference between being followed, being chased, and being driven. I'm following them. I know they're going to need my help to get that rope off. The black one will. They're looking to me for support now. They're turning toward me, not away from me. These small things are really important. As you observe horses, and the more you observe them, the more you're going to start to notice the way they regard people. The most important thing, I think, is to understand how to get control of the neck, the position of the head and neck, the position of the head and neck relative to the horse's decision to move and place his feet, in what direction, at what speed, and when. I'm experimenting with these colts. I don't know these animals. I know a little about horses. I don't know these two. As I said earlier, I was asked to come and get a foundation put in there. And this is the way I'm doing it, based on what I can see they've been through. Appreciated, well-bred, misunderstood by some of the handlers. They are now in a self-preservation mode. That has to be taken into consideration before anything else. I'd like him to think about something besides, right there, we got a backward step. Got another backward step. Now we're thinking about the feet, we're not running. Okay? Watch carefully. You guys take a big breath up there, would you? I want this black one to back up to me here. All 4 feet. 1, 2,
3. I need the right hind. Right hind. 1, 2. All right, that's good. Now we have a thought process. He says, I'm in charge of taking the pressure off my legs. You see how he did that? You do or you don't? He got it sorted out. He says, man, Leslie, okay, take this thing away. Yeah, I will. In a while. Happy to help. But you see, he's in a learning frame of mind now. He says, God, this thing's tricky. He says, there's really something to it. Number one, you can't outrun this thing. There, I just got to stop on him. Now we're going to work on the backup. Okay? Watch him here carefully. Look ahead of him, not at his face. Look ahead of him, please. Help me out a little bit. He's thinking. Doing a lot of thinking here. This brown one stepped over the rope, too, here. Now we're going to back him up. There we go. Okay, I need the left front, right hind, right front. Whoop, lost him. Back up here. You get your back up, you have your stop. He's not so quick to gallop anymore, and he's not so quick to leave. Okay? Because when that rope is in my hand, there's meaning coming to him now. You follow? He gets me close enough to that rope. He says, okay, this rope's talking to me now. It's not just some big thing I'm dragging around. Okay, put some meaning in that rope. Got to get that backup laid in there directly. Okay, there's the backup now. He's not kicking. He's thinking. Back up, open the shoulder. Think about walking off. That's good. You guys see the difference? See where he's already, next time that guy gets on his hooks, he's going to be better. I can't make noise with my jacket or my fingernails, so I'll do it with this. You want to know what it is. That thing, see? They want to know. He doesn't want to know too much. Black one wants to know what I'm doing. I want to have him see this rock. See? Look at this one. What are you doing? Now we'll see how he does on his leading. Okay? Now we're leading. Not leading very much, but we're doing something. We're going to take him here. Just want to get your shoulder. Watch my hand. There. There's your turnaround right there on the full release. Did you see that? You guys check that out? If I'd pulled, I'd have killed it.
So while my goal seems simple enough, which is just to attach a lead rope on the halter, his concern about past approaches and the way that his head has been handled or the way he's been moved from paddock to paddock, there are many things that both of these colts have on their mind other than being caught. They don't mind spending time, but I've had to resort to something a little more creative here. something to keep his curiosity high so that I can slip in there and get that lead rope on him without offending him. Now, the idea is really to get along with the horse and to have them feel as though their curiosity will be rewarded with a good connection in some way. The thing that I like to avoid is getting a horse heavy in front, heavy on the lead rope, resistant, upset. You want to keep them interested in getting along with you, because it's pretty hard to fix it once a horse has lost his interest in people. Once they don't have any need for you or any interest in what you're all about, it can be very difficult, very challenging to restore that. And by the time they've learned how strong you're not, by the time they've learned that they can move you, run you down, by the time they've learned that they can frighten you by pinning back their ears or taking some of your space away, very, very difficult to restore the idea that being with you has any value. Now, my little bang on the nose there for him, it was an appropriate one for sure, because to push on him would have only gotten him to push me back. It's enough just to follow them, let them lead me along, teach that bay to carry his own rope. Step by step, that's the best way.
Brought me the rope. Good boy. All right. Did you bring me the rope? Watch here. Watch the shoulder come through here. You bring me that rope again. It's going to stop right here. Okay. His friend isn't helping me too much. But you can see that he's looking for some help, right? You can see that. I'm going to release this colt to the right. And that's what it looks like, and it doesn't affect the other horse. You guys see that? Didn't affect the other horse at all. I'm going to release this colt's shoulders to me now. Watch my hand. Watch the shoulder. Watch my hand again. There you go. Watch my hand again. This is called a simple release. Quite a bit of rope for him to feel that. This thing weighs a ton now. There we go. We'll go together now. And stop together. See how he's resting that back foot? That's a good sign there. He's nice and content. He's licking and chewing his mouth. Okay, now, I'm going to ask him to come to me on the release. Watch here. Release him there. And I just shift a bit. Watch my hand again. That's a try, but I don't have the pull. Now I do. Now I do. Now I got him where I want him. Not really that helpful to try to train colts this powerful and this size at this age on a 12-foot or 16-foot line. Not very safe either. Okay, I'm going to release the shoulder to me now. There you go. See how that works? You leave the weight back and bring the shoulders around. Okay? I'll do it again now. We are not disengaging the hips, we're just using the hips to bear weight. Okay, I'm going to stop him right there on a release. Watch him here. Pretty good. I'm going to ask him to take one step. There's one step. Whoop, seems to be almost decided to run away. Now watch. I'm going to take him here, and I'm going to shorten him up, and I'm going to take him here. Off that. Okay? Good boy. Yes, good boy. Okay? I want him to come up here. Right here is the spot. That spot comes from lip chains, stud chains, racing accoutrements, backups that don't work that turn into backups for a punishment. It comes for all that stuff. He's mixed up.
Mm-hmm. That's right where the point that the chain gets tight. When I can visualize it. So
do you lead him with a chain?
no, in the past I have, but I don't anymore.
Good.
He has a rope halter.
He what?
He wears a rope halter all the time.
That's what we're looking for right there.
That was nice.
When he saw that I was not going to get firm with him, this is who we now have.
Mm-hmm.
He's piecing it together.
Mm-hmm.
You have to go into a spot where the damage is and then not do what he expects
Mm-hmm.
for him to make that change.
Makes a lot of
It's no
sense.
different than your own healing on anything. You got to see that monster right there and realize that that monster's here. It's only out there if you look for it, find it, and then dance with it again. You understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Watch now. That's what we have now, because of what just happened when I firmed up. And I got right in his face, and I said, okay, I'm in your face, but there's no chain, and there's no backup, and there's no emotion, and there's no punishment. I wouldn't correct that. Watch now. He's got it.
Mm-hmm.
You see that?
Mm-hmm.
Good boy. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Very nice adjusting of things. Okay, very nice adjusting. He's trying very hard, don't you think?
Yes.
Watch my finger here. Now we're learning how to lead up. Now we're learning how to follow this. Now watch. Watch his feet now. Now we're hips here. Now we're shoulders here. Good boy.
Hmm.
That's what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why he put some time and effort into that last little
Yep.
doodly-doo.
He is a trier. He does want to please.
We should stop him now.
Okay.
He's
yeah.
cooked.
Yep. I see that.
We do one more thing,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to lose all of it.
Yeah. Drill. Yeah.
Are you full enough in the head?
Yes.
What is right underneath the tightness
He thinks he's going to be
and
punished.
right underneath
Yeah.
the fear of being a bad boy
Mm-hmm.
and the sureness that he's going to get clobbered and corrected and get into trouble and it's going to hurt and it's going to be awful and he's going to have to go again through all of that stuff is that light dancer.
Oh.
That's why we quit right there.
Yep.